Yeah, chat. Let's go. Let's get it. Uh-huh. Papi, non ci pegate. Ok. Dis-moi. Oui. Enfin, tu m'as dit juste? Mhm. Messiah, oh, I need you now more than ever. That's my heart for you. Papi, no. Papa.
points, right? That's a little low even with the last monsters going down. Yeah, 3 monsters with no last year's. Probably no luck.
I think it's going to be complicated here for Noel because now Noel is basically free to combo
No,
from other side. It's pretty much, yeah. And of course, the thing is that
no, gato.
Shouldn't really write it off even if you don't think your opponent should be playing them.
Because his opponent is actually playing them.
Oh, there you go. You gotta watch out. Okay. Get rid of that underground. Pick up another underground. Yep. The red ransom. With a bit of well, does go for a link 3. It'd be a little tricky to maybe put 8,000 damage through all of the things, but you know that as well. Also be careful. Ooh, and here comes the effect failure. Chain and trap, but a trap we're just going to get negated. Yep. Also, yeah, we just used it. Oof, that's a big talent.
Wow.
You get to look at the last couple of cards. Really rough for Mattis there.
Yeah, Mattis
Just concedes the game.
that's enough. I mean, interesting ending there. I mean, for a moment, no, the interaction, which I was wondering about, was that when he summoned the red ransom, the drop card was set during the previous turn end phase. Yeah, so you can't choose to banish the master to play around later. So you know, if he would have activated it, but I mean, that one talent, of course, is gonna come in the side decks if it's not already in the main deck. But this just means that it's gonna count down to game 3. What you expect when you're playing, and just witnessing duels among the top 16 black players in Europe for the season. But this just means that we have a chance to see the lullaby of beatings. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm here for, to be honest. I want to see him have 3 copies. He's only got 2, sadly. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's a great card, honestly. In the mirror match, it's incredible. Like, you just get the actual myself of your opponents, and you have the your disposal. So.
Yeah, I'm kind of loving this change up because I think players, when we see the more charmies become popular, people think, okay, great, I need some cards for going first. So, you know, people initially were like, let me put some solemns in, solemn judgments, solemn warnings, or whatever. And now people are really like innovating way past that. We've got way past the point of putting in some solemn warnings. Instead, we're going to be like, I'm citing a mistaken arrest, I'm citing a lullaby of obedience. Like, we're really going for these super, super high impact cards.
Mm-hmm.
I think it makes a lot of sense, especially in a tournament format like this, with this essentially, and it all comes down to this, because, on the other side of Noel, it's he's not playing lullaby, he just has this, the rare side that goes especially with the rest of his music that he's playing, so he has, also the reveal case, and mistaken arrest is there as well for him. It's very similar in terms of, decks, but with two different speeds, and I do like this technology, so let's see whether that will be the case. And for one last time for this Wiz portion of the playoffs, let's go to the team. Here they are. In the meantime, we haven't discussed it yet, but our backup for this round is the match between Dinka and Tom. And I can tell you that Dinka lost game 1, so right now they are playing game 2. But yeah, it's also going to be a match between 2x1s, which means that Dinka is going to need to assemble once again a comeback if he wants to have a shot making it to the top count.
Yeah, it's very high stakes and all to play for everyone here. Apart from our 3-0 duelists who are sitting happily, probably going to make it into the top cup.
Let's see. Important and really, I mean, it changes so much if you think about it. If you lose here, I mean, you have to go through 2 entire days, tomorrow and the day after, but if you win, you have 2 chances to go to the World Championship, most likely. And we start things off with that Norma.
This is amazing here. We're just seeing, I feel like we've almost gone full circle, and people got rid of all these cards. No one just run a fake wailer against Malice because you just breeze right past it. But are we going to see that from Mattis here? Or have we rediscovered something?
10 seconds. I'll finish your cue by playing
Yeah. But yeah, it just seems, I mean, maybe it'll do the trick. It's just so difficult negating an effect. They just link it away and then just play. And we yeah, shuts down. A lot of players are having them. Yeah, impulse. That's what he's thinking about. Like, it's extremely good. Well, I think it's that long shit, yeah.
Then use that video or AMD video encoder. Scroll down and use these settings.
Oh, look at that. It's Ash Blossom. Here we, I mean, we can still play. This is so amazing. Because the Malice deck, it just does not care. You keep going. You've got 2 different options almost of what you can make. I don't know if he runs those or those, but some players do. So.
First comes Splash Mage. And we do see the impulse as well. 3 interruptions from Noel trying to.
Only 2 cards used.
And then only a face down. Is that it? Or do we have more? And there it is. To the lullaby.
Yeah, this has caused a lot of excitement from the crowd. What do you call here? Because you can call Lance here, but you can also just call March here, right?
Yeah, I mean, it depends what your last card in hand is, because even that face down, I want to say, would be Lancia, but let's see.
Yeah, why do you set one? You have to show your putting your hand up. You know why that? Maybe I've not used this card for a long time, so I'm trying to figure out why you set a card.
Yeah, but no, it doesn't seem like it's going to be there.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I guess you just give it to your opponents on the field, otherwise they get advantage.
This is going to be an important decision because we're just going to have to keep in mind that Minus had other options with this lullaby, but I mean, love to see the card. So versatile, man.
Yeah, here we are. And again, once he's got now the Link 3, now it's down to 2 cards. He's used 3 interruptions. And Matt has used 3 cards from his hand. Like, I feel like there's only one way that the trade has gone, and it's gone fully.
No.
I can see why he gave the March Hair to hand, but now it means to the field rather than to the hand. But now it means he can still use the effect of March Hair in his hand if he's able to search another one, which surely he will be able to.
Time is not really an issue. 20 minutes remain. There's been quite a reasonable pace from both. And I mean, we wished for this. We got our wish granted, seeing the lullaby being the card that impacted the game. And so, again, another form of inspiration for any of you guys who still have to submit your deck list for the main event.
Yeah, you can tell these players have really thought about what they're planning to face around in that sort of anti-malice technology, even if you're in the malice yourself, sliding in those lullabies. doesn't really feel very consistent against any other decks.
And in the meantime, guys, I can announce that the Tom has won 2-0 over Dinka Bui, knocking him out of the competition. We will not be seeing Dinka into the WACTH, while Tom will be, advancing with a 3-1 record, hoping to sneak in fourth place.
One of the news was it was cool. Right? So
I think so. Unfortunate, definitely for him. Yeah, I mean, that's luck to somebody. So
I'm just having a think about what to target.
Yep.
Heads up play there. If you don't have anything else to do, you can target one of your opponents. Trap cards, and then it will
No.
have the bonus effect of Thomas Impulse, that will destroy your card. And I'll add a second copy back in his hand.
indeed, I mean, it's all about these apparently insignificant details that can actually matter, and we see what's more, the spiral.
It's just going to be so tough. Now to come back here with just 2 cards in hand. He's going to be staring at the very least, even if Max is passed, he would have a firewall and an NTP. Bouncing a card is pretty useful, I'd say, against Malice. Get away that normal summon.
This looks absolutely incredible from Mati. You need a lot of support from the ground, as usual. I gotta say, when a French player
Hey.
in this case too, so always nice to see, and I'm sure it will get even crazier as we proceed to the semi-finals, which in this case are finals in all regards, since they're just matches that will send one player to the World Championship.
And once you win one of these, you are good to go.
Yep.
And just passing on this, not the most full field, I guess, that Malice can end on, but again, he's had to battle through 3 interruptions from now, so more than happy to be ending like this.
They're also Bistion. Yeah, I'm not sure. Just
Can Marcha target another one? Should know on those better than me. It's just quite normal tempo cards that they can't banish extra copies of themselves.
that was done during the main phase. The match can have to think about whether he really. Yeah, you can see a bit of a interesting smile on his face. He knows, I mean, he has worked hard all year, as all of these players, to make it and have a chance. And you're just one game away. And I mean, especially because I feel like once we saw that face down next to the splash mage, we were almost assuming an end phase was going to be cold. And then the lullaby comes down, which must have been a roller coaster of emotions for Noel as well.
I'm just trying to figure out why you said it first.
Yeah.
Changes one of the low latency settings is going to less time to render the image.
Or is it an MTP? Maybe that's why.
Really?
Yeah.
Call my phone number, please. Normal call.
I'm just trying to think now. I don't think we ever saw him pull an MTP out of the deck. Reset the PWC.
Yeah, here is the top deck fourth turn, which is motion on the ground.
No.
And
Okay, normal call. What on WhatsApp? Normal call me.
It's something very powerful. So if it's someone wants to, once you already use the balance,
Okay, second.
that much weaker.
And my phone just called me. If you just called me there, and my phone here ring.
Banish it again. So you banish it twice, that will do the trick.
That is the case here. Wait for the activation of the effect, and we have infinite impermanence.
Well, you can tell Muller is really trying because,
Yeah, of course he's going to. 2 cards remain, and still the spiral.
March has still one of them.
Yep. And it's just one chair loop at this point.
How much trouble just a pair of Marches could get themselves into. It's hard to think about a link 2 that's really scary when you have to fire one. You kind of wait. I think I'm more than happy for all extra SP. I don't really know what else is coming from.
Ooh, you can't win no. No.
You know,
This co-link, the draw card.
bring me back
Indeed.
to the 2018 WCQ also took place in this event. The Nightmares still finding themselves on the forbidden section, including the list.
What? Is it good? No.
Back into Rico and
Looks like an SP to me and Bubba making a lingering vote first.
yeah.
You're just going to fire will target the SP anyway, because I'm not too worried about SP banishing early monsters. Not really an issue, but
Yep, that's going to be the case.
on it. That's just trying it on the. Oh no, he did banish the.
Oh, okay.
And,
That's an interesting approach, and okay, that's why we do have impulse in a new chain to stop the white binder.
but the white binder just comes back. Around here getting more excited. Only card being March, just having a little discussion with the white binder comes back. I don't really see why it wouldn't come back. Because it did try and summon itself, but yeah. It's a little bit of an interesting one as to whether it kind of remains the same card, but that's what we have our judges for. I'd be very impressed if Noel knew this in advance. Like, this is a very obscure thing that, like, if you try and summon it, and then you negate that, does the SP still bring it back? I mean, surely it does still bring it back, but
Yeah.
they seem to be shuffling, so maybe he's just going to draw a card.
No, I know.
Looked like it came back. I'm kind of shocked by this.
No.
But I think they've discussed it, so maybe that was the
What
warning was
to-
given by the table judge. Maybe
No,
that's
she's-
it's completely unbothered anyway. I mean, like 99% of the time, you should appeal it to a head judge if you're not sure about the correct ruling. But in this instance, yeah, because you know your opponent, your own opponent.
No.
It's probably a marcher, you know what you have. Probably fine anyway. You gain 2,300. Here we are. You're going to banish 3 cards. You're going to have a field full of Malice Monsters in just a second. SP again. Banishing Malice Monsters is not really going to achieve much.
No.
And you can just go straight into an Axis coaching kind of Steve Mantis. Going to move a little faster.
Can I mention that?
No. It wants to chip.
Oh.
Try
Oh.
and push.
No.
No.
No. Whatever.
Advantage you're going to get right now.
Oh yeah.
Have a
Oh yeah.
coming along.
Hello.
He can banish the red ransom. Still, I mean, so much advantage you get when you get to bring a red ransom back from the grave. You get to reset that GWC infinite cards. And that's it. Oh, just got that one trick left.
Yeah. There goes the crowd, and rightfully so, and it is going to be Mattis advancing with a 3-1 score, although advancing might not be the correct word, because technically, I mean, there is still a chance that it does not make it, because, I mean, we'll obviously wait for all the results to come in, but if there are no draws, 1x1 is not going to make it, and then we'll have to wait and find out before we can give you guys who the 4 players are going to be battling it out with basically 2 back-to-back chances to go to the World Championship.
Yeah, it's super tense for the players waiting on the other side. I guess you have to think it was slightly safer. That tends to be the way tiebreaks work out. If you win the earlier rounds and lose the later ones, rather than losing an earlier round and winning the rest. But you never can tell. Sometimes they can work in funny ways. It just depends on how well your opponents did after you played them.
Yeah, really curious to see which decks advance into the top 4, and Julius also made it. He was super confident. He lost the first round, so as you mentioned, Conor maybe also passionate tiebreaker, but we have to say that, you know, that is going to be the tension when the nerves stop, you know, to kick in. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, congratulations also to Noel. I mean, there will be the tournament starting tomorrow, the main event starting on Saturday, so hopefully we will see him again on stream, and we should remember that he won YCS last year, so I mean, still, yeah, impressive season, and he will be back for sure, maybe as soon as, you know, tomorrow and Sunday, but now it's all down to this. We will be soon able to know what these 4 players are playing and who they are. And I think they will be able to also play with a bit of a sigh of relief when you have, you know, a double chance. It's definitely something that, I don't know, personally I've not experienced, and you know, it's something that I must imagine it's rough. Because at the end of the day, you play all season for this, you make it to the playoffs, and then the extremely stressful part is making it to the top 4. Once you do, obviously there is that devastating chance one of these 4 will have the double loss, but I mean, the percentage is on your side, then you can take the first game, maybe even take some additional risk, and then you know, have a second chance later at it. But thank you, guys, for being with us. Before we proceed to these last three matches, we have one more interview, which I think is going to be met with a lot of support from the crowd. So let's hear it from Matisse.
So, I'm with Matisse. Yeah. Congratulations on the win.
Yeah, well, thank you.
How does it feel to be one game away from the World Championship?
It's very impressive. I also stressed. I want to win.
I'm sure you will. And how do you feel about bringing Malice in such an event?
I think the best pick because I see people play fine, and I think everybody play Malis. I can play a lot of extra, so I can anyway can
That's my question.
play everything. I can control Guaido, I can control Malis, so it's fine. I play Malis all the season, so it's good difficult for me.
I see. And I want to ask you about some card choices that you have made, and as we saw in the match. First of all, I want to ask you about your Enfield. So, Malice has the unique thing that every week we can see a different Enfield that Malice players choose. Why you chose Ritter and IP against Mirror instead of Wicked for example?
I did get her because I think because Bongo is a window a lot of time. So Victor can play around you in the late term, and I can do it for two. Remember? So it's pretty fair. I play around Victor.
I see. And watching your game, I also agree that this is at the moment the best field that you can end on Malice. So I definitely agree with that. So regarding the second video, it's the sequence with Lancia. So Noel activates Lancia, which obviously is great in the mirror, and you change Bestial, and also Noel change the Goldrake. I want to tell me your strategy behind chaining Goldrake on Lancia, since you already knew that Noel had Goldrake on the hand.
I guess I have no overplay like this. You can commit to this visual, so I can do some crush with dark if I play another body or anything, and you can commit early to a link, and my beta is useful at this time.
So in the worst case scenario, just first the Goldrake, and in the best scenario, you get one more body and then the last. I see. The third tip is regarding one very unique card that it's limited in the forbidden limit list, and it's the talent.
Yeah,
so now here, someone has action or a spell in his hand. You activate Veiler, and he chose not to activate MP7 to the Veiler in order to protect his ranking, and in the revolution he activates talent. How do you feel about this card?
Talent is very unfair, it's crazy because I play against Noel with you, and actually talent the game, so I want, I know this game anyway, I can play it.
I see. So, I guess that in your mind it wasn't the talent, and you didn't thought that, yes, my talent is limited, and if he has it, right?
I think it's not fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun. Anyway.
So, the first point, and I think one of the most interesting ones, is of course the time that the crowd went wild when you activate the lullaby. Yeah, I really want to tell me more about this card choice.
Like I said recently, I think a lot of Malis in this playoff. So it's a crazy card in Euro. So anyway, it's a good play cards. And versus overdeck, I can take any piece of combo like Murakumo or another. So it's a good card, I guess. And literally in this matchup, I can just cross any end trap and play Lullaby like this and just win. But anyway, say the Array is the best choice.
So, what are your thoughts against other decks, or you just play it only for the mirror?
Yeah. Today I played against Memento to take a big boss, but only mirror.
Okay, I see. And obviously, you have as a last choice to also call Lancia in case you want, right?
Yeah. If I don't take any trump, I can say the in end of my loop, Lullaby and sell, and anyway, it's true. Yeah.
I see. So, again, congratulations on the win. You now have two very important matches that you really need to win one of them at least to advance for the World Championship, and be ready for it, and you can win and obviously take the World Champion in your home country.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. So, guys, we will be back very soon with more action regarding the top cut of the World Championship playoffs.
Hey, non, ferme la porte. Non, ferme la porte des toilettes. Ferme la porte. Hey, j'ai dit, ferme la porte. Non, pas dans la bouche. Non, mais où il est? Je vais où il est? Quand tu veux aller? Oui? Oui? C'est bon. C'est pas. Not really.
Welcome back, duelists. We are here in our first semi-final feature match as we head to find out who of our top 3 duelists of this playoff is going to be crowned one of our world's participants. So in front of me, I have Una Dix versus Tom Luca Menzel, and they're ready to kick this.
No,
so
no,
we're
double.
gonna do a dice roll to see who goes first. Who would like to roll the dice first? Una's going to roll first.
No, écoute-moi, je dis non.
That is a 4. And for Tom, we have a 4. Okay, this is going to keep going. Please get higher than a 4. That's a 3. So far, so good. Oh, snake eyes. Okay, Una, are you going to go first? Una is going to go first. I'm going to hand you guys over to your wonderful commentary chair. A wonderful handshake of sportsmanship there. We're going to hand you guys straight back over to your commentators who are going to take you through our first semi-final. One of these 2 duelists is going to go to Worlds. Who will it be? Gentlemen, take it away.
It is so incredibly close now. You can basically taste it. You can almost touch it. Your ticket to Paris. Your ticket to the World Championship. Only one match ready to win. And in that case, it would be this one. And it's 2 Germans going up against each other. And what a story for both of them, isn't it?
Definitely very much an underdog story. Yuna has never had a major event. So this is her first major event. Imagine the pressure that they currently on the players. They're one match away from Paris and the World Championship. And of course, also we have 2 other players from France. They want to secure that ticket to Paris as well. So this is absolutely insane, of course. The German mirror match is casted by the Germans and our horrible German interview about the group as well. But for sure, and I mean, our duelists are ready. The duelists are ready. You know how this is going to go.
this match. Winner immediately qualified to Worlds. Luna, though, having the backup way
No
to go
wa.
through the first
No wa.
match again as well. So we have 3 more matches to be played, but the first needs to start now. Let's get into the dueling action here on the top 4. Let's get this duel going.
Semi-final, right? Yeah, there's a player. Fuck it.
No, that's not a labyrinth deck on the side of Yuna, of course, not Noel. And on the bottom side, we have Tom, Luca, and not Mattis. Yuna is about to start playing the Malice strategy, has been on Malice for an eternity now. Starting with Chessy Cat, activating Chessy Cat as well. Is there a response? If there is no response, in game 1, okay, infinite impermanence. There is a small chance that this is the turn, and it doesn't look like it is yet. Yuna going into a Linguribo here now. Do we have a Bestial? Do we have Marcha? What is our
Maybe Back of a Diggerster could also work. It is the Magnum, and that's the best Bestial you could wish for there. That's massive for Yuna, and Tom just has to nod it off. Yuna is into the combo. Yuna has been playing this Malice deck the entire season. You said it, 0 major event top so far, but still the only player here in this tournament to go 4-0, no losses in Swiss, and now the prime position to make it here in this first semi-final.
Why didn't you score?
Wrestle immediately, and there is a few ways to play versus the Malice deck, and I think the most efficient one is to let them not get to those extra deck names as soon as Red regenerates. It is super hard to play against Malice, to outgrind them, to break their field. This is a match of all time for the both of them. It's actually crazy because I think both of them didn't even have a feature match yet at any of those big events. And now your first feature match is one where you are about to possibly qualify to the World Championship. That is absolute madness, but that is the situation we have both of these players in right now. And there is Nibiru, the primal being from Tom. And we do have the scores and names now perfectly updated. Nice. Okay, so now we have to see if Yuna has any more follow-up, because right now, most of the time, you're playing Link Spider in the Malice strategy, so that token can become quite useful.
Oh, you just go with another Bestial, and the crowd is going wild. Yuna is supported by her friends, and that means the turn can go on even though the Nibiru was dropped.
Yuna looks so confident right now. Knows what he must do, and now he's extending so much.
Yeah, it's crazy. I never thought that Nibiru, the primal being, was considered to be a low-impact hand trap, because those low-impact cards, sometimes they can stop the turn, but most of the time they really, really don't if you have a decent hand. And look at this. You have used infinite impermanence. You have used Nibiru, the primal being. What more can you do against the deck?
Tu montes en t-shirt. C'est quoi ça tout ça? Arrête tout ça.
Tom Luca actually
Tu montes en t-shirt comme ça.
to use the Nibiru because he made sure when Yuna was setting the GWC before
Tu montes comme ça. Qu'est-ce que t'as fait?
the Nibiru was there, so there was no Malice monster on the field, so the GWC for that very moment could not be activated. But Yuna didn't care, it just kept on going. Now the Link Spider, as you were saying, turning one of those tokens into Cyber's monster instead. And that could be now, yep, Cyber's Wicked. Yuna does not care about those 2 cards and just keeps on rolling.
Some years ago, in Perma, Nibiru was a very good combo
Oh, yes.
in order to stop your opponent. But now we can see that Malice can play very good against this combination of randoms.
Especially because sometimes then the Nibiru was used differently. You would wait for the entire combo to play out, activate it, and then negate the card that stops the Nibiru. But against Malice, yes, you can get rid of the Alpha Talker. That's great, but then there's still going to be access to MTP, access to Hard Crypto and the next turn. The layering of those interruptions is just absolutely crazy. Now we discard through all of this. It always feels great if you're going first to discard those cards, because they become absolutely useless if you have cards on your field while they're absolute menaces. I mean, if we wouldn't have mentioned it to the audience that both of them are on their first feature match, Yuna is so incredibly calm and collected here, right? It doesn't bother her at all. She's just going through the motions, playing
nothing and is still very much in the process of building a field that will be very, very, very tough to overcome for Tom Luca. And one thing worth mentioning, the Nibiru is now on the field of Tom Luca's side. That's good, but also bad for his deck, because his most powerful card going second arguably is X-Ryzeal, and that card cannot really use its effect when summoned with Nibiru on the field.
And at the moment, we can see that Yuna is very locked in, very into the zone, and she doesn't care if it is her first feature match or not. If she's one match away from the world, she's zoned in and she knows what she has to do.
Yep, and I mean, game one is the game that matters to win. We have seen this countless times. If you don't win game one, you're playing versus. You have to win 2 games versus decks that contain Artifact Lancea. Yuna is very well on her way to overpowering Tom Luca's deck. The thing is, yes, Nibiru is of course stopping your X, but it is still a body on the field can become annoying. But the deck, the mana system, you can just go hard crypto and just get rid of it if you want to. So all of these choices, everything is out in the open here.
GWC will step back, so Yuna, another believer of the GWC technology, and look where it brought her. 4-0 in the tournament, currently looking really good to turn this first game also into a win.
Also, Baldrick on the
Stop
field
it, I told
is
you.
insanity, because this card is another interruption, and it's a really good one at that as well.
And guess what? In the end phase, we get a Druid's Worm for free as well, because Magna was also resolved this turn. Like, this is massive what Yuna is getting out here. Oh, look at that. Okay, but still linking it off, alright.
And fair enough. Tom Luca also kind of head looped himself with the impermanence and the Nibiru of the Primal Being, even though not using them also doesn't do anything, so fair enough. Almost being shuffled back. Nibiru is gone now. No. Okay, careful. We're playing into impermanence again.
I think if there was another impermanence, it would have been used earlier, but for sure now the field at least free to possibly profit off of that extra we were talking about. And I don't think that's the biggest concern for Yuna right now. Her field is just good enough to handle an extra exit, I feel like.
It might be the case. Just one more thing that you have mentioned earlier in the broadcast. Jessica is insane. You immediately need to use your infinite impermanence on it. Yeah. Even though arguably kind of want to impermanence the first thing that happens against us.
Yeah, you probably want to do it. You just want to stop that train from rolling in. But we are in the end phase now. This is all we got. We have created the field that we wished for. Allied Cold Talker at Ignister is next to 2 link-free Malice monsters, and the Cyber's Wicked is still chilling in the extra monster zone as well. And now we can just search for the Bold Drake again. Maybe we can do them already, you know? Possibly.
And I know that Yuna's field might be a little low to someone, but she has done an extremely good work having the Wicked on the extra monster zone to protect both Allied Cold Talker and the Cryptor from Detonator.
That's true. Okay, also Ryzeal, some people would consider as one of the weaker starts for the Ryzeal deck, because it has to be even normal summons here. Immediately Ash Blossom Joyous Spring Artifact, so Yuna does not only have a great field, but also has things to back it up.
But Tom actually has more follow-up. I was almost expecting a swoop here immediately. Talent is being activated. We have the Allied Cold Talker immediately used here, tributing Red. Red's not a tribute that hurts you too much on the side of Yuna. Tom is now considering, contemplating, what can you do? Pass it up! Yuna wins game one with the Malice strategy, playing through all of the hand trips here. Nibiru doing nothing, impermanence, nothing. What a way to win game one.
I think that this round showcased how good our bestials with the Malice strategy.
Yeah.
It gave so much power. It gave Yuna the opportunity to play around Imperm, to play around Nibiru, and still setting up a very good field.
Oh, very good. That was almost as good as it gets with this deck, really. It was the full combo, and I think it's definitely not the first time these two have played against each other throughout this year, because you may be wondering, how is it even possible for Yuna to get to this spot here in the playoff without having a major top? She's played so many regionals throughout the entire season. Opens regionals, she's getting those points in left and right, and Tom Luca did have a YCS top, at least in Birmingham, I feel like. But still also just on every regional, just collecting those points too.
Big German nationalist performance as well.
True, very much so. You're right.
Imagine though that you're telling me that later in the story to your fans, and my first thought was in the World Championship.
That would be a flex. That would be a really big flex. But both of them just going the completely different approach. approach, right?
Non
You
vai
have
che
to
classico
all year long.
io può
Really,
fare
like
l'idea
since day one, essentially,
devo
playing this
tagliare
deck back and forth, really just like also giving her friends all the info. Yes, this is how you do it, basically being the grand master there of the Mel's gameplay.
Something different.
True, yeah, very
Yeah,
much.
still
So that did happen. And on the other end, you have Luca, who's being very loyal to the Ryziel cards on the other end, but playing them in all kind of different varieties. Like, definitely like playing Mitsurugi Ryziel, at German Nationals even playing Heraldic Ryziel, now is with the Onomart cards, so just like, he just always tries to find the best way how to combine those Ryziel cards with something that gives you the most value.
Bro, just like rank 4.
Yeah, and so is how the format advances throughout the weeks, because although that Ryziel is the main strategy, it has so many other engines combined with it.
Not only the format advances, also the duelist advance.
You want to tell that's right?
I'm proud of you, Leah.
No,
You're the most proud of yourself.
I think I gotta go with gold.
I mean, I think Tom is wishing for go, because that really is the start that you want now with this version of the deck. Because let's explain, or it's not go, it's do rather, the do warrior. This is your opportunity to play around Droll and Lockbird. If you start with that card, you get to summon Rafflesia before Droll and Lockbird could even be activated. And then, of course, Grave Digger's Grapple might be able to prevent that Droll and Lockbird from hindering you to stop all of your searches. So that may be something that Tom wants in his opening hand now, but we shall see whether that happens after that.
I don't even think you can use the permanence on the Rafflesia as well to stop it from sending something, because
Arby.
right?
True. And I mean, it's also a big investment to use the permanent and also use the draw. It's like, that's 2 cards down already.
You kind of got to do it, though.
Yeah,
Right?
probably.
If you want to use them, you use them at that point. Well, don't, because it's unaffected. But still, the deck has an insane potential going first. This is something that we're seeing with a lot of decks in this format. So many decks can put up fields that are basically unbreakable. I'm very much looking forward to see how in this EUWCQ the players are going to adapt as well to these powerful fields.
And also that Resident right now can also switch Lancia, which is very huge in this matchup.
That could indeed happen, but I theorize about it when we have the duelists ready for our second game. Back into the action. Game 2 starts now. Pressure on Tom Luca. Not allowed to lose another game here in this match if he wants to make it to the world stage through this match here. Sure, he can still rely on that backup wave for the third place finish, but he just really wants to get it here, I feel like.
And I think that's a very normal thing to want.
Oh, and look at that, though. We have the card that we were talking about. Do Warrior is sending his small brother, I want to say. The Do Dwarf go long to the graveyard. What about Abby then?
Powerful Alice chain, which is very important.
That is indeed very good. And it doesn't seem like Thomas responds to it.
That is pretty strong here, because even going into Rafflesia would mean an extra draw now. It might be the strongest answer that you could have for this start there.
Very much result. Tom still decides to go for rank 4. And that is the Banshee now. Okay. Infernal Flame Banshee. Instead of Rafflesia, uses the effect, trying to grab something from the deck, but will not be successful because Infinite Opponent is there to stop it.
So what are we having here?
Somebody else want to try on these? I'm pretty bad at pronouncing them. So this is Onomatopera. This one is actually easier than the other ones, to be honest. But this one will. For Tom Search, not for one, but for 3 cards.
One of those cards that you really want to have an extra very simple. Just like Melody of the Awakening Dragon back in the day. But I think that arguably you can do more with this card.
Yeah. And I mean, we already went through the Dolodo stuff, but we had some Gaga in there as well. But now it's time to also have Zubaba Bancho Gaga Coach. And we are revealing Gaga Cowboy from our action deck for that to special summon it out. Tom Luca really showing us. Yeah. Showing us that, he's really using all of those new cards. It's not just a Ryziel deck packing a couple of those Onomat cards, it's really a big Onomat package, as now the next card from that package is following in right after as well.
Bancho Gaga is being dominant
cards more in his hand. Can he extend any further? Yuna is smiling to herself, knowing this might be a really good spot if she has access to the play.
I mean, Yuna in both games.
Wow. Wow.
Is there going to be a normal summon of maybe a Dormouse?
Oh.
Oh!
Oh.
That's qualified to the World Championship with her beloved Malice deck. What a way to introduce herself to the big stage. First major event top is this year, and therefore a ticket to the World Championship.
Completely
Don't buy them in the
undefeated
casino.
has
You buy
been
them
the
in the casino.
underdog in this very
Yeah, rip you
tournament,
off.
and now you see the relief in her eyes. Wins this game versus Tom Luca Menzel, who of course still has a chance to go to the World Championship, but this is your ticket to Paris, Yuna.
And for the time being, I really believe that for this season, the win of Petinka with Parkin was the highlight of the season. However, this story is amazing. It gives so many things. Imagine your first stop being in a World Championship and have the tickets for Paris and the chance to win the biggest trophy in Yu-Gi-Oh!
And I mean, this is where the biggest emotions are being produced as well, right? Like, not only Yuna, you could see being really, really excited and happy about it, but also the entire crowd, her friends, all cheering her up, because this is a process for the entire group of people. Like, they have all been traveling together to events, they have been going through the entire year, throughout the entire season, just testing, preparing for events, and of course now this being the most important, the pinnacle of the season, and it was all worth it. We're going to a World Championship is what Yuna is saying to her friends now.
That is just absolutely insane. All this hard work, basically every weekend, going to all of the regionals, to the opens that you can find to get those points, and then running through this tournament stacked with the biggest of names we have in Europe, completely undefeated, is absolutely massive. That's a W.
It was crazy because we talked about it in the first round. I think that Gabriel Susi was the only one in the field that did it through the points playoff last year. And Yuna was paired against Gabriel Susi on the very first round, so you might be thinking, oh, that's a tough start right away.
I also want to mention something that we saw in game 2 here. When Tom Luca Menzel saw that Yuna has a play activated gold sucker, because I think that's a massive sign of respect to just say, hey, I know that you
Yeah,
this stuff.
if you can,
do the shortcut here.
share on my channel on the
celebrating with a friend.
on your TikTok. When you get a chance, you go live. Send me a TikTok one time so I can watch one
The
time.
emotions are the biggest.
And I mean, this is the heart of the Yu-Gi-Oh! To have all this struggle, all this hard work during the season, and finally qualify for the biggest championship of the season.
Paris it is. Is it going to be Malice there again? We don't know yet. We don't know how the format is going to develop until then. Of course, Justice Hunters being released soon-ish as well, and therefore we will have that influencing world. So because Yuna literally was playing Malice the entire year, so is it going to be another Malice appearance there? But I mean, that is something you can worry about after this weekend, right? For now, it's all fun, but I can tell you, Yuna is really, Yuna loves Yu-Gi-Oh! So I can tell you, Yuna is the last person that would now say, I'm taking the main event lightly. Still tomorrow morning, she's going to be there. I want to play Yu-Gi-Oh! again. I want to play this tournament. I love competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! That's so
card performance, right? Qualifier for the World Championship.
To be honest, she's undefeated, right? I thought she doesn't lose today.
Absolutely not. I don't know if she's dropped games today. That might be the case, but she's completely undefeated. Huge performance there. But all the way, and now, of course, Tom, with his back against the wall again. This is, I think, the hardest part where you will have your 2 shots at going to the World Championship. You lost the first one. You have to now cut it down. You have another match that you can watch. You can chill out a little bit there, try to calm your nerves, and then be prepared for what's to come with the match for the 3rd place. But first of all, let's hear it from a winner. Let's hear it from Yuna.
Thank you guys, and welcome here with the first player qualified for the World Championship in Paris. Give it up for Yuna! Wow, what a run it has been. You are also the only player that is undefeated, and that will stay so, completely smashing the Swiss rounds, and now winning in Top Cup. How do you feel?
Unbelievable. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just unbelievable.
Absolutely.
Didn't thought I made it this far.
No, you should be absolutely proud. I mean, we have been discussing and hearing some kind words as well for the commentators before the match, how you pretty much stuck to the Malice deck throughout the season, and although you didn't get that, break result, consistency is key, and you made it here, and now you're going to Paris.
Yeah, well, I'm going to Paris.
Yeah, that sounds good,
My
right?
friends too, they have spectator pass. That's great.
Absolutely, yeah, they will. And yeah, I mean, I'm sure everyone watching home has just been impressed with the plays. It showed that you are quite familiar with the deck. So first and foremost, what do you like so much about Malice that you decided to bring it once more today?
Yeah, I picked it at this time because it's the best deck I thought.
Yeah.
Because when I thought about what the others would play, it seemed to be the best deck, and I played it for a long time, so I thought I might have an edge in the mirrors.
Yeah, it definitely seems like that was the case. How was the tournament overall? Did you have
Really?
what was your
You know
toughest match today?
My toughest matchup was against Danilo.
Okay.
He played Memento.
Yeah.
And I only won because he did the misplay. And
Oof. Okay.
it was a relief when I didn't die in game 3.
Okay, fair enough. And I mean, sometimes you gotta take your opportunities when you get them. So, I think also as a nice memory for you, we can just bring up for you guys, and we can commentate some of the amazing plays that got you there. So, starting from game 1, I mean, you open up pretty well, but then you get with Nibiru. I mean, what were you thinking at that moment? As we'll see, break is going to come down in a moment, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What were the feelings when you saw Nibiru?
I expected my opponent to use Yugioh, so I play always around it.
Okay.
And I had the second business from the start, so I can play really hard into it. And at some point, my opponent has to do it. Yeah. Because if he keeps it, I get so much resources that it doesn't matter. Everything comes out the graveyard in his tournament.
Absolutely, and that was one of the main reasons why you decided to differentiate yourself from the other stack list. I feel in the format. What was the main decisions behind this discount, for example, in the main deck?
I played only 4 biscuits this time and not 5 like at other events. Because in Malice Mirrors, I thought the low impact handshots like Velas have more impact, and they're also really good against the Ryzel decks, which I also expected.
Absolutely, and I mean, as you've shown throughout the game, even though you played Biru, I mean, thankfully to Magnamut, I gotta say, and Goldrake, you were able to continue. And let's bring up what field you were able to assemble at the end there. I mean, that was quite impressive. And I mean, with the Ash in hand to back it up, that was a bit too much. Is this what you usually try to go for? What's your goal as an ending field for the deck?
I made this board because I know what my opponent was playing, and it's really good against Ryzen because everything is indestructible under the wicket. So my opponent has a problem outing the wicket.
Yeah.
And I have an Omni Negate, 2 banishes, and everything I have in hand and graveyard setup.
Absolutely. And do you have other differences in mind? So, for example, you said that in the mirror match you feel like you have an edge. What is your suggestion, for example, for players tomorrow on playing the mirror match as a field?
I think just play a lot of mirror matches and go through every line. Like I had the day where I sat down at my table and just throw every hand trap at every possible point, and so where it had the most impact in the best combo lines.
Okay, right. But if there is a game to prove that the Malice deck can win go in second as well, I think it's game 2, because that was quite different. And you throw, as mentioned, as many hand traps as possible to your opponent, and we can just go through some of the motions. Obviously, that fooled us. Were you familiar with the opening with the Onomat card, go, or what were you trying to achieve and stop against this version of Ryzen?
I just tried to stop it as early as possible,
Yeah.
because when the deck plays, it's really hard to do something against the end board. So I like to stop it really early.
Yeah.
So shotgunning a lot of hand traps, depending on which you have, is pretty good.
Absolutely, and here it paid off significantly, because in the end, as we have seen, there were not only the Fulos and the impermanence, but later on in the final push, the impulse with the additional benefit of the impermanence in the graveyard really paid off. So much so that the last video is mostly just a celebration for you because your opponent ends their turn, and then let's see what happens, right? What were you thinking at this moment?
No matter what it is, as long as it's not Artifact Sanctum, I have won. Because my hand was the Gold Sark, backup, and 2 marches.
Absolutely, and here it is. Here comes the handshake from Tom Luca, which, I mean, we gotta give credit to. He will have a second chance in the upcoming third and fourth playoff. But right here and right now, the spotlight is all yours. So I'm just gonna give you the option to send maybe some, some kind words to friends or family, whoever helped you in here. Just give them a shout out if you want.
Yeah, I would like to.
Yeah, please. Go ahead.
I would thank all the people that helped me, especially the Team Aquaknarre, my own friends, Team Rapture, and especially my girlfriend Leah. She supported me all the way and took the backseat this year.
Nice. So one more, guys, everyone back home and in the ground, give it up for the first player qualified to the 2025 World Championship in Paris, Yugioh. Thank you for being with us. Yeah, thank you. But thank you guys again, and don't go anywhere because soon we have 2 more matches to find out who will join Yugioh in Paris. Keep watching, and we'll be back soon.
Listen, arrête. T'as fait quoi avec les... Non, non, pas dans la bouche noire.
Time for another semi-final. Let's see
Hey,
which
Malice is
more
Malice.
of our contestants will be making their way to the World Championship Series in Paris. In front of me, I have Damien Valla and Mattis McGann, who are ready to take this one home. Guys, let's do a dice roll. Who'd like to go first? Okay, Damien has rolled first with a 3. And Mattis? That's way higher than a 3. That is a 9. So you're going to go first? Mattis is going to go first. So I'm going to throw you guys one more time over to your wonderful commentators who are going to take you through this semi-final. Guys, take it away.
Thank you, Ed, and welcome once more to a match deciding who is going to join Yuna at the World Championship in Paris. We have been, at this point, we are familiar with both. We have seen them in action already today, and I'm sure they will give their best to just make it. And if not, they will join Tom in the third and fourth player.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, not today.
Not our Tom. But what do you guys think?
Well, this is like one of the only times in Yu-Gi-Oh! Where you're like odds on to go to the World Championships. It's probably a very weird feeling. Like you're either in. Most of the time, though, you know, you're not going to be odds on. You know, you don't get 2 chances, but when you get those 2 chances, and Matt is looking good. You know, having won the dice roll, I think that's a very important step one.
Yeah, we saw one of our players before the future matches. Both won their matches, so one of them will not this time around.
Yeah.
And we saw that they're both playing different deck lists, but we will talk about it in a minute because I don't think we want to keep you guys posted because our players are ready. So let's jump into game 1.
Here they are, and let's take a look at. I mean, I remember instantly the drawing pattern. I know that's gonna be.
So you're going to see it at night when you close your eyes.
Absolutely.
The W. That's why it's a W. A win.
And let's just take a look at this. If I'm not mistaken, then it was a previous all-German, semifinals, and this is an all-French one. Am I wrong? I think so. So, regardless, we will see a France versus Germany battle in the last decider. But I mean, Malice, the overall winner, I think.
Malice is the winner.
Because
Yugioh is the winner.
every single World Championship participant, minus of course the chance that Luca doesn't upset from in the first playoff. There are 3 Malice deck in a 4. Wow.
Yeah, that's a lot of Malice, and I guess people were right to prepare for it. It's definitely the most popular deck this weekend. I think people were telling me it was definitely very popular among the French participants, so that's probably why some of them were like very heavily prepared for it. Even seeing some main deck Nazis.
Looks like everything is resolving in the match. Harris coming back.
Yep. We have been through these multiple times. I mean, if you're not able to stop the deck, it gets almost impossible to get out of it. Since it's not just about turn 2, but it's about turn 3, where they will get another chance at it. And for now, it doesn't seem like Damian is responding. Will that change here?
Yeah, you just get so much stuff at this point. Damian's picking up. Probably time for a pistol if he's got one, which it is indeed.
Yep.
So here comes Saranair.
Ooh, and we just got some inside intel from our lovely Jean-Alexis, which obviously know them both, and he just told me that they have been preparing together the whole year, so they are absolutely close friends, and that's great to hear. At the same time, I'm sure it will be a bittersweet ending, but hopefully they will, be cheering for the other in the play-off. So, wow, what a plot. What a plot.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, it's not Marcedor where you get to take 2 of your friends with you if you qualify. You go alone. I feel like we see this occasionally in players, having to play their
it's always great to see having this
What happened to the song?
showing us that
Ah.
all the testing that they made throughout the year was really worth it, and they have the chance basically to bring it home.
Which
Brings the question: do they play the same deck list, or are there differences?
I haven't looked at them. They're both quite similar. I don't know if their cards are half the same, but
Could be.
it feels like a effect Vela. Surely even there's not a coincidence that they're both running it.
I think it looks like a card by card deck list. Yeah, it does. I don't see anything moving. So yeah, that makes it. So yeah, I mean, 99% sure that they are playing card by card, which is so impressive. I mean, the field is insane, and they still both make it to the top four. Unfortunately, one against each other, but I mean, it's really one of those things straight out of a movie when you just fantasize with your friends about what could happen later on in the year, and it's a great story.
Yeah, here we go. Gonna pick up that. Pick up Augusta. Such a powerful new addition to the mouse deck. That's wicked. Of course, that just knows exactly what he's playing around.
Oui, dis-moi.
It's amazing how many cards you can go into while doing everything else. Start the turn by banishing a market or two.
In terms of consistency, that is incredible. I've seen it also in the previous matches, and I think it's maybe one of the main reasons why we may see a lot of players bring it into the main event during the weekend. Yeah, I mean, we've already mentioned it. It's surely inspiring for them to look at this event, given obviously some differences, but Malice is dominating.
So here comes that GWC. I think most players have been running it this weekend. There was a big discussion, I think, as to whether you still needed to run it. Now you have all the other tools available to you, and I feel like for a brief period of time everyone had decided not to run it, and now everyone's decided to put it back in again.
Yeah, but I think it makes a lot of sense because it opens up so many different options in plays, and I think the card is a very nice addition. No? And, I don't really see why you should not be doing that, or maybe they just switch the approach for the weekend, but and that's it. Yeah, I mean, wow, we don't even throw. Wow, that's I mean. Once again, you can tell that besides being friends, that they tested out together. So if Damian picks up his cards, knows that this is enough. Yeah. To be fair, the big downside in this case is when you're playing from behind, they know what your odds are. They know if you're playing exactly the edge ups or like field breaking spells, and so I mean. I'm sure that is exactly the
Hey,
case.
comme ça.
And
Ferme.
that will be
Ferme.
significant,
Oui.
especially now when we look
Yeah.
at the side decks, because I'm assuming that they are both playing the Lullaby. Yeah. Ready for it. So Lullaby is going to the World Championship. Okay. You can hear it here first. Play it in the main event.
Yeah, maybe you play it in your bank control deck, take your opponent's dragons or how to see.
Oh.
Sounds pretty good to me.
Yeah, it is.
Can't get Lanciers though.
Yeah, I mean, fair. But no, it's definitely a card that we have already seen and that won Matisse's previous match on stream. And I think it will be extremely worrying, maybe for Damian itself, because now he will be the one using it, but he knows that even if he wins this match, then he's going to be up essentially against 5 Lanciers, if you consider, that to be the case going second. But you can tell that there are plenty of times. I think they have just decided at the quickest pace I've seen all day. So, love to see it.
Yeah, I feel like, if you're here, everyone is so prepared for Malice, so it makes sense that everyone's kind of going to have that target plan match out, going first, going second, against Malice.
Yeah, so I think, as we have mentioned, two friends playing with each other all year, preparing for this event and making it all the way to the semi-final to bring them to the World Championship. Can't get much better than this, so let's see whether Damien can take it to game 3 or whether Matisse is going to Paris. Let's go to game 2.
You think if you're French, you would like to go to the World Championship in Paris? Or do you think you'd like to have a chance to, you know, fly across the world and go somewhere else?
I mean, I think you don't get the privilege of choosing. When you go to the World Championship, it can be one in a lifetime opportunity. So I'm glad you take it, wherever it is. But yeah, I'm sure everyone would love to, you know, have a flight to Japan or to the US, even the option. But here comes Gold Sarcophagus, the car that sent Yuna to Paris in the previous match.
Gold Sarcophagus. I suppose no one really thought of it as the counterpart to Foolish Burial when it first came out, but now it really is. It's basically just a Foolish Burial, but for banishing. I don't think anyone's waiting 2 times these days to pick up the card.
Definitely not. I saw some usage a few years ago already, you know, in Despia, but Malice took it even more to the next level. And here comes the first piece of interruption, possibly making the inputs even better.
We're going to see a Chessy Cat vanish. Yes, we are shuffling the deck. No main indication you're about to draw some cards. Oh, here we go. This is absolutely premium for Damien.
Yeah, of course, no Lancia was there, and yeah, this is absurd.
Yeah, Lancia is really the only card that can interact with this kind of thing. It's so powerful otherwise. Even if you're throwing other hand traps at it, you're just going to run out of cards. You need one to stop the Chess Cat, for example, and then one to stop a Splash Mage, and then another one to stop a Link 3. It's impossible.
I would have handled this honestly with the Gold Sarcophagus and the Chess Cat plus the Dormouse. I think it would have been all of them.
Yeah. Well, we'll still gotta play some Yu-Gi-Oh! To get this win. I doubt that at this stage we're gonna, you know, have some free games given to us by our opponent. But then that's what it takes to find this score. So they're playing Yugioh as well.
We're playing 2. Yeah, we're playing 2 now in that.
See the Vela and Vela being met there by GWC. Very tough. I think this is the thing with Vela. You kind of have to use it, but this and no, that can be hit this way. In terms.
Il a pris le verre, il a ouvert, tous ses vêtements sont mouillés. Il n'était pas top pour les chiens. Ouais, il n'était pas top. Il n'est pas top. Depuis hier, il n'est pas top.
Ça va?
Des
crevettes, j'en suis sûr que c'est des crevettes.
Il n'est pas top. Là, il n'est pas top non plus.
Tiens.
Yeah, you're not wrong. It's one of those things played now. You can't decide, do I hold it, do I just use it, or do I hold it for later? But then sometimes when you hold it for later, then it just kind of gets worse and worse and worse the longer you hold it. And you think, oh, why am I maybe if I just used it, I would have done better.
I guess especially the fact that you have won the previous game, I feel like taking a little bit more of a gamble also makes sense. But now, pretty much the thing is, how can we stop this? Again, maybe wearing some sort of vote. If not,
non, je pense que pour ça, tu prends plus de. Tu prends plus de profit.
Ouais, mais j'ai vu ça.
Avec Noah, t'as maigri. Avec Noah, t'as maigri.
J'avais pas. Parce que je faisais tout le monde.
Ouais.
You think he's going to end with a
Là,
lot?
j'ai l'impression qu'il faut.
I
That'll be
think
interesting, yeah.
I hope so.
Moi, j'ai l'impression que t'es toujours belle.
Sure, I think so. Yeah. Maybe Max is waiting for a lot of
Ça va pas long.
people to come
Il
along.
monte la viande.
J'ai pas envie de faire en manger. Je vais manger.
Yeah, that's the plan.
Tu vas manger quoi ce soir?
Yeah, we're just going to see the usual suspects, the white binder, such effect.
Yeah, white bind a really good card that I before that together.
J'ai pas mangé pour le moment.
Bon.
J'ai mangé la salade de viande.
Traps and your cards.
Donc, par contre, c'est ma collègue qui l'a mangé et elle a mangé la salade. Il était bon. Et moi, je. Mais t'es entière.
Yeah, not much the Matthias can do at the moment. I think it's just
C'est bon?
crazy about it.
Il a fait un truc, j'avais tapé, mais j'ai dit non, c'est pas la peine. J'ai dit non, pas le téléphone, il a pris sa sucette, il a jeté tout à la télé. Moi, je le tape.
Et ce matin, il s'est réveillé parce qu'il avait droit, il a voulu que je lui donne le droit. Non, je lui donnais le verre, il a jeté le verre. Quand je lui donnais le droit, il a dit.
Non, mais il a fait ça à jeter, je t'en mode. Non, c'est pas correct. Ça, c'est pas correct. C'est pas bien.
Tu m'as dit?
Oui. Tu m'as dit que demain il fait pas beau? Mais normalement, Alice m'a dit que oui. Hein. Alice m'a dit qu'il fait beau demain. Demain.
No.
Yeah, I've seen players go back and forth.
Yeah. Yeah, Yuna, I mean, the interview said that that's one of the key cards against Ryzel specifically. Apparently, they don't think it's necessary.
Il est où le beignet? Tu veux pas le beignet?
Okay, so the crypto, that's the bomber dragon. Just keeps going.
And okay, here comes another piece of interruption from Mati. We did mention that banishing is usually not that great against analysts, but if they have already used their effects, then suddenly becomes quite valuable, and that is the case for this group.
T'es étonné?
Trying to slow things down.
But we had to wait all this time before we could use it.
Yeah, but this is just left with 2 cards and then when you get in, I think it's pretty much done. Yeah.
So let's see if we are just going right into game 3 or if Matisse has enough. Allure Darkness is a great start.
Yeah, it's one of those super powerful engine cards.
Yeah.
Pourquoi il t'a mis ça? Tu t'as pas ça? Ça, c'est du
Yeah,
soir.
the Dark
Huh?
House.
Pourquoi tu l'as mis ça? Ouais, ça va.
Je sais pas,
Viens.
It's a single copy.
Viens.
Oh, really?
Ah, j'ai.
One of those cards where you normally see sort of 0 or 3, depending on your philosophy of putting it in the deck. But if you play one, you can't get trolled on the second one.
There's like 40. Like 41 with one of those things. Pretty checking. But yeah, for now, it seems like Damien is just allowing this to resolve.
Merci.
Let's see that.
Ça sera le jeu.
And then turning it into points on the other end of the floor. SGA. We're going to start the year. Shading over toward SGA.
And we're going to exchange plays back and forth. So we got Flash at the cards.
Stop this guy, but if you don't contain him,
Give him a
that's great shot making. Warriors complete here in Cleveland. The Cavs on a 1-point lead over the Thunder. Alexander cans the deep one on the hardwood and a dunk for Jokic after the 3 made by Shea. Not a 22 that ended an 8-yard run. Jokic Alexander is so crafty.
The Ghost Splash.
Gotta know, hey, Watson.
What did you see that?
The finish by Wallace and the setup by SGA.
Great control there. Stays on the floor. Staying on the floor also gives you an extra count.
Yeah, this is my reason why I guess if you play this kind of way or from the Raiders over, you can just better because you can go into them and have additional
Yeah, and after a quick revelation of what was going on already, this fix is cards, and that means that we are going to have to decide because Paris in game 3, right? It will only end like this with 2 rounds as mentioned, preparing for this event and rounding it out all year. Same card by card, that's no step back it is not this. The advantage going first, trying to get his hands on those.
Yeah, exactly.
Not so much here in the second.
Dream scenario is there. There is still a chance that they both can go, which I'm sure they are spoke about. If they have to play, at least they're not playing in the third and fourth playoff, that would be truly devastating. In this way, whoever wins this game will be going to Paris, but then we are going to have the final match of the day between Tom playing Maisio and whoever will be the loser of this match. So, don't go anywhere. We are close to finding out who will join Yugioh in Paris. So I would say while they're finalizing their side decks, let's jump into action. Building up, when they are playing a friends, and they've probably played thousands of times these years. This time is a really different. World Championship let's see if it comes down to this one final end for one of these 2 players. Are we going to see the plans here? Different options. Let's see. Here we see Lomas is a great start, but do we have that last? No. Also, no regular permanence on it. Anything here? No. Wow. Okay. That's fine.
How do we wind it?
Just cash pay. Yeah. This is the thing that we're passing over. Let's do this.
Je sais pas, il y a un truc. On dirait que c'est pas noir, mais bref.
Viens. Viens. Maman. Yes, yes. Maman, yes, yes. Tiens, Yaya. Non, hein.
Je pense que Rodrigue va venir ce soir, mais il va aller travailler. Il va travailler dans le magasin. J'ai bien dormi, j'ai fait à 11h, je t'en fous. Tu me dis qu'il m'avait mis à 5h.
Tiens, maman. Maman. Merci. Maman. Qu'est-ce qu'il y a?
Non, c'est bon, on manger. Tu as dit que tu avais fait des pizzas? Ouais, mais ça, il a pas mangé. Mangé ça, quand même.
Both playing only one copy of baseball and both throwing in the final game.
Attention.
Look at this. Slam the brakes on. Just keep that dribble low.
just have this big lead. This is how we get this together.
Very inefficient in terms of link orders. Using a 3 and a 4 to make a 4. That's it.
How do you keep up with this? This is the one where Zubats did drop cover.
Ooh.
Exactly how much show it off me. Fall right into your throat. Curry. Hey, I did a good job. Curry always elusive. See Steph Curry staying low, going against Tatum. Got his shoulder. Curry again, only taking 2 shots, making 3. That's good. Steph Curry from downtown. He saw Steph in the Olympics. Hit the silver weapon. That gets Mr. Gates. Back to a 2-point game.
But I guess you're kind of this school.
Wiggins cuts. Wiggins finishes hands down. He was really impressive in that first half. And Boston is going to have to respond.
It's true that you know, but they don't know the other yeah, yes, exactly what's going to happen, but we used championship. I think it's 2 monsters.
It was the end stage. Wow. I mean, what an opener from Matisse once again. Really well played. I mean, he looked unstoppable all day when going first, and once again confirmed that winning important, arguably the most important of his life, and just taking it and he representing France at the World Championship. But the
situation to notice. Waiting it, but still hope is not lost for the moment. So that's our chance. Three, I mean, they surely proved themselves loud and clear message, let's say, to bring that together, call that list, and out of 16, among the best players in Europe, making it both to the top 4 is fantastic, I think. And they have a chance to just continue to the 100% conversion rate into the World Championship. And I mean, we know, and card is physics. We know what's in store. We know that the last remaining match for the day will be the one between Brazil and Malice. To, I guess, find out whether it's gonna be just 3 Malice stacks sent to the World Championship, and that will send also an interesting message to anyone finalizing the deck list for tomorrow. So, without further ado, thank you guys for being with us, and let's hear it from the second player qualified for the World Championship in tennis.
Thank you so much, guys. Matisse, you just qualified to play the World Championships in Paris. How are you feeling?
It's crazy.
I mean, we like that you played against a very good friend of yours. Is this kind of a bittersweet victory for you? Or?
It's sweat bad. It's my friend, so everyone is alive.
There is still another chance. You played the Malice well. Was that the first time you played, or have you won?
We played against Ocean.
Yeah, we heard that. That was exactly the same. Let's maybe look into the place that we had there, because this was kind of a straightforward matchup. Let's go into the first. Let's hear it. Yeah, this was the Saranir onto your chassis. At this point, was there any doubt in your mind that you're going to full combo here?
Yeah, even though I can full combo, it's a good checkpoint for me. But anyway, I have a lot of engine in hand, so I can consider it's the best Sony, I guess. It's a good bet.
So you started the turn with Malice and Underground, right? Yeah. Why did you not start with another one? Was it to bait something like a Saranir?
No, because my normal summon is Rabbits, I guess. And it's a good normal summon, so I want to complete the body, and we can go to Flash with my normal summon. Damos don't take big over in them, so I can just my element.
Alright, perfect. I mean, the combo just still worked quite well. Your opponent actually spooked before he saw his top deck draw. What do you think about that?
I don't know, but you know, Maris matchup can go to time and don't want to do a friendly matchup in time. So, maybe we can come back to the goal.
Okay, let's go into game 2, because there actually, you activated Effect Wheeler when you knew that there was GWC set, right?
Yeah, because I didn't know it was yeah, it's heavy, they set it, so I think it's a block right now. So I just checked, isn't a block, I can skip. But in my end, I know, so yeah, I want to listen.
So you actually just also went in the next step. You went for a cruise onto Chassis Cat as well. There is that like a common show point that you were doing there to use a Bestial on the wizard effect?
I know we can figure out. So I know if you do that, you do IP, and IP do bundle, and I could do. So I need to cut IP to the board.
But yeah, that also did not work. Yeah. We saw it basically full field in the end there. How many games have you played in the mirror match where your, we call them low impact hand shots, actually stopped your opponent from putting up a decent combo?
A lot of all the game mirror second shots can stop the first combo Maris. Adding to first body, second shot always win the matchup.
So is that your advice for all the Malice players out there, just to throw the hand shots immediately?
Yeah. No play Figueroa Superior, just play and trap.
Are you not playing any of those?
No, no charges.
No charges, no charges. That's interesting technology as well. Right? Let's actually go into game 4, because there we see that there's just newly called a low impact Nibiru. What's that a problem for you at all?
I think we did a lot of I and I am only already have a bucket
No,
so
j'ai des pistaches.
maybe it must be
No.
but I can tell you, I think we will do so. Because this was they get my visits, but anyway, I was there for
Was there point that you would have preferred him to throw him in Yugioh, or do you think it was better to throw against you?
I don't know.
Hard to tell because there's so much on the Yugioh. Alright, let's go into the last clip that we're having from this match. This was basically sealing the deal, impermanence on Shazzycat, and then afterwards he triggered the Bomber Drain immediately. Why did you not wait for him to commit more?
I want to know if you have another balance in your hand. I think it's important to secretly my hand that if I know if you have other malice or anything. So I want to know if you do effect or not. I don't wipe down, I don't wipe down, sorry. I don't wipe down on stats.
So is there any way to extend this back? How many times can you wipe with Bomber Drain in one time?
With my hand, maybe 2 times. Yeah, with 06 and with my shirt.
I was quite curious to see if you were going to summon out the White Rabbit first and then the Red Rabbit. Yeah, the Red Rabbit first, then blow your
No wiping my throat, yeah.
That would have been a really fun one. Even though I don't think it would have mattered afterwards.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, but dude, you made it to the World Championship.
It's crazy.
Do you have any shout-outs you want to give to your friends or your testing partners?
Yeah, I want to show for my friend come to see me. My friend Maxime give me some cards for playoffs on
MVP.
MVP, of course. And for my friend Daniel, I hope he wins.
Arena Blues, what we say there, right? So, Matthias, thank you so much for your time. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Go hug your friends, and we're going to a short break before we see the last match.
There you go. On tient pas les cheveux là, les cheveux avant. C'est ce que je t'ai dit. Hey, non. Mon bébé.
No, absolutely not.
Ah.
So it comes down to this, Pulis. This is the third place playoff here in our qualifier playoff. And we are going to find out which of these two is going to secure third and final place to the World Championship Series in Paris. Damien Bala versus Tom Luca Menzel. It comes down to this. Gentlemen, we're going to do a high roll figure first. Maybe it's going to roll first with a mighty 9. And Tom Luca is going to roll an 8. So Damien's going to go first. Damien's going to go first. So one more time to see who's going to be making their way to Worlds. Going to hand you guys over to your amazing commentary trio. Boys, one more time, take it away. We'll come back everyone. The last match of the World Championship. It's playoff. It is going to be epic. Germany versus France. You're my favorite. Completely unbiased. And also Malice versus Onomar Brazil. And so far, we have 2 players on Malice already qualified. So it could be all Malice actually getting through this World Championship playoff. It would have been, like, if you would have told me in the morning, I would have said, you're crazy. We're all going to do it. But seems like the Australians have not been flying too much today. It might be the case, actually. And therefore, no backup plan now, no anymore. No upper match where you can still qualify. You need to do it in this match. One more out of those 2 is going to make it to the World Championship. So let's find out who that is. Into the gameplay action, into the third place playoff match. We go now.
Donna maman. Donna maman. Donna maman. À chaque fois, tu me prends des vidéos.
Is it time to go to Paris and do your homework and prepare for the main event? A shot cut from Danny. Good defense, and it is followed up by Malice and Underground. And no response to that. There's not many responses actually in this. And we are going to finish the Dormouse. The card that makes dreams come true and made for Damien, the dream of going to the World Championship will be enabled through this film.
Oh!
Basically close the door on the first chance of going towards the court. There is a set card, isn't it? Underground, so this could be it's resolving. Alright, so we got that one out of the way. And we also have not even normal summon yet, so there is technically plenty of ways to still keep this rolling. But let's see, I mean, it doesn't look this how it is now. I mean, just Yugioh started his last 2 years ago, but he made it right there with his hand. Sometimes it becomes a mind game, right? Like when you're taking the route that is considered to be a little weaker, oh, it is MTP though, and we didn't even decide to change it to the infinite permanence.
Je veux banana, il tient.
How many activated abilities on the summon of Wilma? Right call. Oh, it was searching for another dog as well. I think that's and that one resolves. We have done it only normal immediately, but that makes room for a second Dormouse. It now come to the field, and it does result, bringing in the white rabbit now. Guaranteeing follow-up, playing around cards like the Euro to kind of win. And that's the goal. And as we discussed in the morning, we saw that WC has made a lot of success today, and actually yeah, I mean, when you just look at the deck list from the players, a couple of the players did disagree, but when you now look at the players that have done well, that are in top 4, I think all 3 medal players in top 4 did play WC and made that. Your word is like a mouth. Yeah. If they would have all just listened to Michael Jackson, then you would have told them before the event. Yeah. Slash Mage brings back the White Rabbit, also with the White Rabbit, because this still would have hit pretty hard here. We have seen in the last match we had that.
No,
and now we do go for the White Rabbit. Let's get rid of those 2 cards in Tom's graveyard. Do we also banish the empty? It looks like we're totally excited with playing the... Yeah, probably use GWC and then try to banish the MTP so we can shuffle it back later on with Update and then set it
so relevant hey, that's it, honestly? I feel like that was sufficient what Tom Luca did. There are now 4 cards in hand. Maybe a possible start in one of the most powerful rising cards like X Rising or Ice Rising. I can see what's happening. I can see it going somewhere. We have a game, ladies and gentlemen, here in game number 1. And Tom Luca leads up this game here in his turn with... He's guessing. Oh, he's taking it back. Which one is it going to be? He doesn't know himself just yet. Already tough decisions to make just in the beginning of the trial. Don't forget that the other yourself with money like that, so probably the other cards will stand with 500. Yeah. It's very early to reviewing number 1 of the Masquerade 7 Tachyon. This probably is going to be rising by that against. The downside of 7 Tachyon, of course, though, is you gotta put 1 card of your hand back to the top of the deck. Meaning, you are basically reducing the amount of cards in your hand while resolving this card. We do go for Ice Rising. Okay, we want that instead of Ice Rising. I mean, there's not really good target to be going. I mean, actually, Valor might be pretty good to set for it. Because there's 2 set cards for immediately pressing those out. But I mean, yeah, I guess if you're using active, you're just banishing Ice. But you know, doesn't really do too much right now. Let's go Ice Rising. Yeah, and also see that. This is a card that if Damien has low impact hand traps like Vader, like Impermanence, I mean, but Ash Blossom, I think, which obviously, yeah, I think that would be Ice Rising and Yugioh going to resolve is the question Damien is really thinking of. Is that it? In my head, at least, I think Vader and Infinite Impermanence on this feel like sufficient answers. All of these set cards are in Infinite Impermanence because you don't want about the other set cards, but instead MCP is the answer. And if you see a card like 7 Tachyon in green, there is a fact Vader as well, stopping as well. Wants to get rid of everything, the effect and the body here as well. Goes to get beneficial for that. Good choice here. Maybe a little warrior. Let's move it wonders. Let's see. Looks like Tom has a clear plan. That looks like a spell card to me. Over discarding our last card in hand, which was a sword rising. I can't spell something bad, but now we're discarding it for the Ono Pariar, and we are allowed to stretch. That will give us some more gas to go into this. That is nice because that will net us do warrior. They have it. Beautiful style of it. One side. That's the other search card. I love this because Tom can now show us what the Ono Pariar is made of. Because on stream it has to be
Sorry, let's look.
Search for the Gambaro Knight alongside the Yugioh Warrior. And now we're sending the gloves, of course, for the fact of the Warrior. He's just putting pressure on Damien here. It's kind of demanding response. We also know there is still Rocky Monster waiting in the hand, so I feel like there might be a way for Tom to get your rank for you. And I'm thinking the DWC, I think there's no white red anyway, there's no place where you can really snowball here, right? Usually DWC gets you the white layer and then benches more cards, and then you have the hot crypto banish the white red with set MTP. But MTP has already been used. MTP plus effect value on this Ice Rising.
Noah.
Which is Cowboy, one of my favorite cards. Yeah, reveal, and we're going to link for Damien and just has to let this happen. Tom actually playing into the field, may be able to overcome this Mellow skill as he has done plenty of times already. Now we go for Infernal Banshee. There's a card. He's not quite dual giant, but still can fetch us a plenitude of different pyromancers from our deck. And to be honest, I think at this stream safe to come actually access Protoss and just go down. And that would only be in his main deck, and he's not playing with Protoss. Also, he does play Nemesis. Yes, damage does get the
the Eru from Damian. That is massive. This is versus Malice both sides. If you find Artifact on sale, there is a good shot that you're winning. Great. It's like that one is too hard. Yeah. But the thing is, just yeah.
Evet.
What do we have there? Show us, Damien. Show us. Ooh, that's not much, Angel. Let's back up big three, mister. A Martyr, a Jordan Lockyer, and an Asphalt and a Joy Spring. That's not many plays. I feel like Tom may as well just take away. Of course, he also has to detonate on the field, right? If he doesn't have too many extenders in hand, just go on some Ice Rise, he'll put up a rather big detonator. The stage for materials is not the greatest, but it is working. I guess not sure. It can be a lot. You could pick up a cancer, just searches for just normal or something, and then it can go quickly, but Tom has a plan.
I have this sneaky digital touch, and I can understand why he chose to do it. What was that? Something else. Believe the battle on a gaming fan.
Alright, let's see. Tom Luca, which monster are going to He played around that quite so beautiful around the Burmocker by searching out the Ice Riser. And now we go for Star Riser, fetching ourselves a plus for free. I mean, that alone is also dealing very, very nicely with the backup at Demon of course. That's also a nice way to play around Burmocker. If you're playing this Riser Star, which is not always the best card to draw, I've realized that in the past few days. It's so good if you're getting draws. Triple tactic talents, of course, looking into the head is always fun. Then you'll see again. Great handshake right now, especially against this deck, but it's just. Okay. I think I may have understood what you have spotted, Mike, because that card, that Castle there on the field, is a clear indicator of what to see next, because that has to be this Shadowstorm there. That is the side card for Tomika. And I mean, we know, Damien knows, everybody knows where this one is, because you don't just end on that Castle without having the trap card next to it. What else? Any tools when you open up my screen? Yeah, when you have this Shadowstorm. But I think Castle is probably the best Castle. Tom likes to hang out with Castle, I don't mind it. Sure. But now, of course, Damien tries to figure out the way to bait out the Hopper for the storm. This is nice, because that signalizes we drew into another metal start, but now it also makes Tom sort of play the Hopper first. Oh, no, he allows it. Interesting. Someone marked here. We banished Malice in the mirror. Ooh, that's a tough damage on stage. Now we let them commit the marker onto the field so that we can run over it in the next turn. Could have also, of course, changed that to any Malice effect that activates exactly. So, real passing, we're passing. Tom, what's the follow-up looking like? Do we have another one of those Ice Rise Heals, or maybe even X Rise Heal? We use the effect of Castel. I like it. It has been a while since I saw that effect from Castle resolving. I ain't gonna lie, but it is, of course, still very valid. Oh, and there's no reason. That is nice. Is another draw enough, right? Yeah, there it is. This time around, but you don't use the draw. I think you're going to go for a free material detonator here next to Riser Cross, knowing that there is only 12 buckles at the Academic. You can do more. Look, we got that draw. Why not? We got that for free, essentially. Get another material onto it. Using it back, we all know there's no response. You need to turn buckler with this. Yeah, I think you just go for a game here. I think there's plenty of things that we can still see here from Tom, and he is in the zone. As we said, he looked like he's still ready to rumble, and he absolutely is, and showcasing it here on the big stage. That's brother. Damien recognizes that fact, and therefore so is even, and Tom Luca plays victory here in this second game. Very, very smartly played. They're having the hockey's feather storm as well, of course, after not even set with a cross. Strong card if you can end that. Also, I really like the detection, special summoning out the old right here. We just have always the best card to draw as well, but put the draw. Oh, up here, like a charm for sure. And speaking of the charm, we will need some more charmy Kuvalos or some more charmy meows, or best case scenario, even artifact lands say after this first game. Those are the cards that will wrongly decide his destiny here, whether he will be able to qualify for the World Championship or Damien is actually going to go right up the wall
championship. Eric Callis representing his home country in his home country. That is the absolute dream of the Yugioh player.
To be honest, right now, the pressure is on his back and forth all the time. I think that game 3 is such a huge and very important event. I cannot imagine how those guys feel right now.
The pressure is actually a little bit more if you're going second there, because then you're like, hey, my hand is like, I have to stay in this, and then we can see what happens. Right? Basically, only you win there, right? Because Damien is the one that is on the play, basically, and then he needs to deliver here, and he knows he will be the one deciding his own destiny, essentially, if he can play a good part there. And Tom is like, I'll have a look, I'll see what I can get. I agree with you, sure. So nerves like, yes, but he can also lose, because if you lose, he doesn't go to the World Championships. For me, maybe the theory of he can only win there is not entirely true, but I see what you mean, definitely. This is a tough matchup for everyone. I think both players and women are only going to win
It probably is. I mean, both of them had not been to the World Championship before. It would be their first time at that most prestigious event in the Yugioh sphere, basically. And honestly, it's the dream of every Yugioh player, isn't it? Going to the World Championship. Like, when you're a top player at Yugioh at some point, you want to go to the World Championship. That's the ultimate goal that you're kind of working for. It's just, it's a dream, really, because only so few people ever will get to go. It's like a very, very prestigious event with only 20 players in total. So it's just a really, really small amount of people on the planet that have ever been to it. So this actually starts from whether one of them is going to be that top player. It speaks so much about the event that we're only talking about attending it. We haven't even mentioned winning the World Championship, given that it hasn't been too many Europeans who won the World Championship in the TCG. But that's beside the point here. Okay, Europe is back on. Yeah, exactly. Maybe, I mean, this year, World Championship, Paris, Europe. I think the European players, and we already have Yugioh and also Martin's in there, great players. I can see it. Maybe we're taking it down this year to do. I wouldn't be mad about that. It does sound good indeed. There's a still shuffling here. You want to shuffle this one? Most of all, shuffle up your life at this time. You want to find those side deck cards. Those side deck cards make or break the game at the moment. You have these cards that you need. You need the help of Artifact Lancer or Chaos Hunter to beat the Malice strategy. It's so incredibly dominant when you're effective. How long the deck plays for 3 to 4 hunters. Like that is also now the case. We're coming back to the Malice deck now using a lot of hand interactions. I think a side point of that theory is also if you get stuck on Lancer, you still have so many ways to play from your hand. I think that's just also in general the deck building approach, but I think in that theory, that was part of the theory to include those cards again. Because your opponent is sort of turn skipping you, so you are able then to kind of beat back with those hand interactions. And then when it gets back to you, and you still have those powerful cards in your hand, it's still nice. So that's pretty strong overall. And I think that is what he wants to do. And his stress right now for Linus is to say he's taking a race, it's Lancer to just make quick and try to stabilize. And not the win against the race. Only one more game to be played today. One more player to be signed to the World Championship. Who is it going to be? We are fighting it out now as players are ready. Back into the action we go. Game 3.
No problema, mano. Regarde, tout ce que tu veux, mauvais truc.
Good sportsmanship. Daniel is going to go first. He's exactly in the position he wants to be here. But does he have the right cards? Daniel is now once again contemplating the underlines that he can go for here. And it looks like we're going to start with another set of off-pixel cards. And this comes Tom Luca is very much into the tournament. We used to do that a lot. Maybe even the Lancia, Tom. It is the Irish Christmas Joyce Spring saying no to chess. He doesn't care. He doesn't care at all. Activates the Malice and Underground chase up. I don't think that Lancia exists in this tournament. We have seen so many full Malice combos. on there for Charlie Meows being chased to the dormouse. In fact, that could be a lot of drops possibly. Damien could, of course, go and have an answer to this. That is the best Charlie, especially because it can also come into these. It can go into a Lancia. Lancia is always doing this to them. Nice. Huge for Tom after Meows was not putting in the work that he wanted to see. Now that Meows is giving him another draw. And more importantly, giving Damien kind of a problem to solve here in how he proceeds to play his turn even. Because Knights versus Fearless and Knights versus Corona, they are kind of easy to do here. This deck really likes to send a lot of them down. It's very difficult to show you that when you get mortality, you never know if you're going to have a rank there. Because if I could just check, for example, there's a big plate, but now Total Knights goes through the check. Now into the problems on the dormouse as well. Damien doesn't really get to do what he wants to do because Tom has found a plenitude of answers here. You can really tell Damien has been looking really confident throughout the entirety of the playoff whenever we had him on the feature map. But now he's taking his moment to think. Some have liked it like that. Basically forces another draw, so you can go into the splash match here, and especially if something back from the graveyard, and Meows also provides a draw with that. Let's see what's going to happen next on the grass. There are loads of handcuffs already even preventing himself from draw. He engages his drawbacks into infinite intelligence. Another draw from the Jessica. Maybe Damien is just going to go to a red landscape, search for something, and then he has all the life on it. See that previously. Oh no. Where the Predator is at. Game number 3. The third place playoff. And Tom Luca is having his say in this here even going second. I think the game is just going to be a field which is either red dancing view or a white weather search for the entity. Well, that is probably what I think for the check here. And then one guy sets the entity with the draw. Let me see what we are drawn for. And we can do that and then this one possibility. Damien is still not sure himself. Like all options are up there. Now that looked like a white binder to me, to be honest. He could commit, but because he's not so many headshots, this ending on a red Lancer, which creates the assumption that it is a Tom. Has a proper answer, it is a Dominion Pepper. Indeed. This Tom Luca has been going here, but also, you gotta realize Tom Luca not having many tools, but there is the Wizard at Ignister, which in this case, well, is going to try to give them another card though. Yeah, but it's only one card if you're extending for this. What can you even do here? But how much can you play on without giving more and more draws? I would use Cassie on the combat right here, but then can you even have follow-up to trigger you? That's the more they go wicked. Right, basically very ridiculous. And the guy on the side really working step 2 with two options. Okay, now the side is taking out the very fast with the offense, and I'm going to get them all back. This might be another draw. Ooh, pay 900! And in that case, give Tom Luca a advantage. And it might actually banish out the white rabbit as well. That's what it looks like. Might go for much here. Because that would be the last draw. But at this point, I think Damien knows that Tom Luca has already used 3 other headshots, I think. So I think it's very reasonable to say, hey, you know what? At this point, I don't need to banish too much anymore. I can just go full combo. You go up to your 4,000 headshot. I think very least it is going to be the let's see. Oh, okay, yeah. There we go, we figured it out. Yeah, that white binder cannot be signed because there was no mana monster used for it. We have figured it out, perfect. figuring out, but I think this looks good again. Yeah, that was the game state previously, and we just used the
Yeah, let's go.
even in that situation, those cards are, for this field, very easy draw to just get from outside. If you start to play with all your rising, all your cards, and then in the end, just the last resort being then the Protoss or the Escapades, I could see it. It's a good resort. Yeah.
To be honest, I like a lot 1 second. Yes, should I basically the options? Yes, you like Protoss, right? I don't want to spoil it, but he's one of my favorite guys.
Alright, I think she's ready. Looks like it is all clear out again, as far as I can tell. So I would say, the table, let's see how this match is proceeding. We can continue here. Everything is good to go. And Tom, what is the part that you want to say there for so long already? Oh, and it is the warrior. Can it do the trick for Tom though? Can it do the trick into the world championship? Making sure that white fire stays where it's at, and that is the banishment. Which is why that work is, because the white fire is also tending to draw card in the center of obviously draw, and that's why you can this card it stays where it's at. And now there's just a Nocturne on the field, looking sad. Looking very sad indeed, thinking of whether something else is going to activate. I think he's waiting for yeah, that displays her according to the view that the facing. Oh yeah, he is a level almost to by now. That's the effect when it's on itself. Might ask yourself otherwise why I'm level 6. Yeah, 4 that's that. But no. I think we used the effect of the Dover's low actually. That's what we were talking about. And we got some one of our monsters from the hand with these very more and more levels for monsters after the field here. We keep on going. Because I guess I've seen that the blood brings in and speed has come on me and more monsters as you can. Yeah, and we are doing well with that so far. I think by now, David, this is very good to regulate it, right? You just wait until your opponent commits into exceed summoning, because I don't think there are too many exceed monsters that actually on summon. Extra Knight is scary. You have way more fun. Oh yeah, that's good. I mean, is it way more? Let's put it backwards. Play on the field today now gives 2 more cards. That's crazy. Yeah, I think Extra Knight would be viable, actually. But then we probably would not summon all the additional monsters, because it is kind of contradicting to the plan of going after the entire field. But Tabuka has decided on going for a rank 4 monster with what is it going to be. So Tabuka just wants to deal damage this turn, choosing violence immediately. That's a good one as well. That is the Rise Dragon being instead. And I like it because this card is just popular in pure Rise Dragons. And that was great up until now. But now, with Ultimate Riser, there's more slots in the X-Ray again. It feels that it's bigger with pure Riser's version as well. Plays on one of these. And therefore this card is back into the X-Ray and now even back here as a summon for
usually come with these are just trying to break the field. They don't get one interruption out.
As you know.
Next to protection, but of course has the effect of just like destroying a part of the opponent's side of the field. So whenever a goal can summon out the field, of course, there we go. That's why it is on the field. And now we can have two level corners. You ask what he's trying to do. He's trying to summon a couple of corners and destroy monsters. And Tom Mika is doing pretty well with that so far. Got the MTP interruption out of the way already. And also, played into ground up. That's such a relief. Always playing very well, but having ways even when that result is so that I did not expect that card, but really talking about going for everything but Riser cards at the moment here, and we go for number 60. And that number 60 was on the field, but not anymore as we immediately banished it with the top drifter. And now he's going to maybe a good normal. Oh my, Leon, I told you we wanted to draw the nemesis cards. Which one is it? We have a fire, we have a water, and we have an earth. So which one is it? Mike, is it your most favorite card, Proton, or is it Ascatos? It is indeed. No, it is Ascatos. There it is. And Ascatos is very similar to what Proton does, but it's not for attributes, but for types. But guess what? Against spells, you just call cybers, and they have a miserable day still. I think that Proton still has one last ace in terms of interruptions of his sleeve, and that is an effect failure that might be sitting in his hand. If Tom Lucan has all cybers, and there is going to be an effect failure, he still has to go through so many restarts of the game. As of now, we're checking the Escatos. You need Nemesis Flag when you can just draw into Escatos or Proton naturally. And I mean, he drew 10 cards or 11 cards due to the most challenging game. At some point, you're going to find those. And this is a precious moment to now summon. And there is the effect failure to answer it. So Damien will be able to continue summoning his Cybers monsters. And there is the we saw it against Yuna. The moment he realized it's over, he believes that his opponent is a star. He knows Damien will be able to execute that stroke. He just gives him the hand and tells him, good luck at the World Championship. You are going second, but still very, very great effort. I didn't know that yet. Remember, a full weekend, but actually, in the sense, very quickly, and I mean, with those players being the top 6 players of Europe, they are prime candidates to be performing really well in the main event. I mean, they tested probably the hardest for this weekend because they prepared for this shortcut way to the World Championship with the games played on Friday. And then, of course, gives them a super preparation. That's why we are always seeing those players, also at NAWCQ. Those player players, they were everywhere in the top cut, and it makes sense for preparation. I mean, it's a full year of grinding this season, not only for this event, not only for the player, but just for grinding the entire year. Nobody lives and breathes Yugioh any moment more than these players. And even though it is arguably very tough to be the 4th place of the playoff, that is a really rough one to say, but it's still a pass. That means now 3 out of 3. This matters for the weekend still.
Voilà.
There's just a lot of flexibility that this card gives you. If you draw it, and your opponent stops your card with an eminence. What have we overall learned now from this play? Because this was only the start to this exciting weekend with tomorrow and then on Sunday the entire main event stage.
Hey, arrête.
Recap on something that stood out to us here for today.